boys from Five got back together, only Abs has stayed in touch with Jay and has longed for his rapping partner to be back by his side. On the eve of the tour, he arranges a clandestine meeting.
Curly-chested friend.
You know what?
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, mate.
We gotta talk.
Yeah, we have.
It was kind of weird for me because when we first started talking about the big reunion, you seemed so passionate about it. You was. You felt
Yeah,
like
I was. It was just a few things that I started getting a little bit uncomfortable about, the whole social networking thing. And it was when people were saying to me, no, you need to get a Twitter thing and you're going to have to, and we've set you an account up so you can go on there. And I was like, whoa, what?
So that put a little spanner in the works.
That was, for me, it just shot off into the old school times of people controlling everything and you having no say over anything. Before you know it, that's turned into that and that. And I went home that night and I was just thought, no.
And is that your main reason? Is it the fame, the limelight, the pressures that come with that? Or was it band members?
Absolutely. No.
Be anything to do with the boys.
It's because I like my privacy.
But as a teenager, privacy was the last thing Jay thought he would be after.
By the time I reached 19, 20, leading up to when I got into Five, I was actually in a really desperate way, psychologically, because I just always felt that I was going to make music and that was going to be my way of kind of experiencing life how I felt I should be experiencing it. One night, I'd been depressed for a long time and I walked to a petrol station. It was the only place I could think of going to get something. I basically bought a big bag full of painkillers, went back to the house, girlfriend was downstairs, I went upstairs and I took about a box and a half of painkillers or something and tried to finish myself off. It kind of come round and I was like, oh fuck. Yeah, the feeling I had was of panic because of what I'd done. Panic because realised the level of desperation I'd obviously fallen into to be able to even contemplate, never mind going through with that. I was almost a little bit like, oh, as well, because I was at that level where I just didn't want to exist anymore.
After pulling himself together, finally Jay's dreams became a reality. He joined Five, and very quickly they conquered Planet Pop.
One comment was mentioning about I spoke to you recently or something, and then Sean did pipe up if Jay even came back, he'd walk. You know what I mean? And it kind of threw me because I'd be thinking why is it that bad? That you can't talk to the dude. You know what I'm saying?
Of course I had my stuff going on like we all did. And of course I can see the nature of where some of the stuff might have come from that people have said, I did have a temper at times. And I can see that could have affected people because I was a bit of I could be a dominant figure.
You was under the same pressures.
Yeah.
as the rest of us. The same pressures, man.
Yeah. I was losing my mind like everyone else. I think about 8 months into the band, chronic insomnia kicked in. That basically devastated my life.
But it was during the making of Don't Wanna Let You Go that things started spiralling out of control.
We go in to film the video and I just have a full-on breakdown. So a doctor comes, I have to get kind of sleeping medication, I get taken to a hotel to knock me out to sleep, and then they have to rewrite the kind of video. So then when I could film the next day, they changed it around to Jay's been abducted by a fan. When I've looked back on it, of course that affected my moods and of course I could be snappy. But now I would say to them, after some of the stuff that was said, just look back and kind of realise how on the edge I was a lot of the time.
No more games. Let's get Jay back.
Every day I'm living my life and I just felt completely empty and hollow because everybody's going, hey! And you're arriving at a place and everyone's wee! And you're supposed to be, yay! And inside I was just...
There's a lot of emotional blockages, it seems like, that need to just be acupunctured out. You know what I'm saying? And just let it flow, man. And let's get Jay back.
Every day I'm living my life, and I just felt completely.
There's a lot of emotional blockages, it seems like, that need to just be acupunctured out. Do you know what I'm saying? And just let it flow, man, and wherever it goes, at least it's been released and it's been channeled in some form or another.
But in a roundabout way, you and I have been on like a similar one with the kind of outlook we've taken on life and the stuff we've been through with ourselves and where we've popped out on the other side of it. And, you know, from stuff other people have said, and not just people in our band, but a lot of other bands have said this, like a similar thing about when they felt like they were losing themselves and they didn't know who they were and what was going on, and then they stopped themselves from falling any further. And the thing is, even fall,
Let go and drop.
let go and fall through it. And if you come out the other end alive, you come out in a very different place.
At the height of Five's fame, life changed dramatically for Jay when he discovered the healing power of sitting down and having a nice think.
I remember coming into the studio like a lunatic, going up to them all going, guys, you've got to start meditating. You've got to, like, it's free, you can do it anywhere, and you feel fucking brilliant. Like, you've got to start, and they're all like, all right, mate. And then from then on, whenever we'd be doing anything, we'd get like 10-minute break, and whereas before in that 10-minute break, it would have been outside in the tour van reefer, it was like 10-minute break, I'm outside, and just sitting, and gradually through that, my life just started completely changing because I was just looking in the wrong direction for stuff. I was looking out there all the time. What can I get? If I get a record deal, that'll fill this hole. If I get £1 million, that'll fill this hole. If I get the most amazing looking girlfriend, that'll fill this hole. If people think I'm brilliant, that'll fill this hole. And none of it did. It just made it worse. And then when I turned my attention round and went on the so-called spiritual search, or whatever you want to call it, that really has come out at a very different place. Being in that band, it just wouldn't work for me. It wouldn't have worked for me. It's successful for them now without me. So the reason for me doing this isn't because, you know, I don't want people thinking, oh, look at him now, he's come forward because he's seen it's working for him. It's not that, because I actually couldn't do that now. I'd be lying to myself and lying to other people if I tried to put myself on stage or whatever.
I just hope maybe the other boys will see this and will maybe give you a little call or something. You know what I mean? Yeah, man. Give me some sugar, man.
Yeah, brother.
Give me some sugar, man. Yeah.
I can honestly say that for the past 12 years, that's nearly a third of my life now. My entire existence, and yeah, I've had like times when I've gone out still and I've partied and I've got fucked up, and you know, I've been in a few relationships with some lovely people, but the driving force of my existence has just been this consuming search that I've been on. I've basically found completeness and wholeness, and I genuinely experience existence now as just, well, as being miraculous, and it has an effect on everything. It's amazing. Yeah, life is fucking brilliant.